Time to get to your COVID-19 questions. Respirologist Dr. Samir Gupta joining us right now. Hello to you, Dr. Gupta, and let's get to our first question. Is it possible to build up immunity by being exposed to smaller doses of the virus over time? I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, so I guess it's the Princess Bride approach. It doesn't really seem to work that way. For our body to sort of mount what we call an immune response, for our cells to produce those antibodies to the virus, our body really needs exposure to the virus. So the virus needs to get in. So in that sense, it's an all or none in the sense that you have to get infected to have that immunity to it. I will say that not all infections are the same, though. You might have a casual encounter and have a low dose of virus exposure, and that might lead to a more mild infection. Whereas if you're, let's say, a healthcare worker dealing with a sick patient, you might have a high viral dose exposure, and that might lead to a more severe infection.
Okay. Here's a crystal ball question, as I like to call them. When will the second wave come in Canada?
I think the second wave question really depends on two things. One is the biology of the virus itself. And the second is the decisions we make as a society with respect to easing the social distancing restrictions. With respect to the biology, it's a novel virus, so we don't really know, but we might draw some parallels from other coronaviruses that cause the common cold. Those coronaviruses do tend to get worse in the spring and winter, and because of heat and humidity, where they seem to be less stable, they seem to go down in the summer. So we might see a bit of a break and then a second wave in the fall and winter. But that idea of a summer lull might be a little bit of wishful thinking as well, because we are seeing a lot of this coronavirus transmission in warmer parts of the world like India now. The second piece has to do with what we do with respect to social distancing, and we've seen now in a few countries. We've seen in Singapore, in Japan, and now in India, we've seen the second wave occur because of relaxing of these social distancing rules. So that's really on us to decide.
I've got time for one more question here. If the virus only survives for 2 days on a surface, can I disinfect basically anything by just letting it sit?
The answer to that is probably yes. In fact, we do leave our Amazon packages out for a day before we bring them in. One thing to be aware of, though, is that the virus decays at different rates on different surfaces. So this was studied, and they showed that on stainless steel and plastic, there was still a little bit of virus present after 72 hours, whereas on cardboard, all of it was gone after 24 hours. So it depends on the surface.
Very interesting. Dr. Gupta, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you.